Shalom Aleichem, welcome back to another Biselleh Torah. Balak is the name of the parsha this week, and it is an interesting one. Balak is a king, and there are two primary actors in this parsha. One is Balak, that king, and the other one is a guy by the name of Bilaam. But first, the backstory. The backstory is that the Israelite nation was wandering through the desert in the 40th year of their wanderings, and there were two kings, Amorite kings, one whose name was Sihon, the other one whose name was Og, who saw the Israelite nation as a threat and attacked them. As it turned out, the Jewish nation was triumphant in vanquishing these two kings, but in the meanwhile, word had traveled to Balak, the Moabite king, about what had happened to the Amorite kings. And he, believing that the Israelite nation was a threat to him, decided that he needed to make war against them, but did not want to lose so profoundly as did his colleagues Sihon and Og. And so instead he hired a mercenary to do the dirty work. The mercenary's name was Bilaam. Now Bilaam was a sorcerer. He was a magician of sorts, a kind of prophet. And Balak charged Bilaam with going out and cursing the Jewish nation to ensure that they would be crushed. Bilaam took seriously what Balak told him to do and was rewarded for his action, and rode out on a donkey to meet the Jewish people. After riding out quite a while, the donkey suddenly stopped. And Bilaam became angry and started beating the donkey. He beat him once, he beat him twice, 3 times he beat him. And he was about to beat him a 3rd time when the donkey turned around and spoke to Bilaam. He says, "Why are you beating me? Haven't I always been a faithful donkey to you? Why do you hurt me so?" Bilaam's response was not, "Wow, a talking donkey," which one would have expected, but he said, "You're humiliating me. I'm the boss. You're subservient. You're supposed to do what I tell you to do." And it's at that point that the donkey stops talking, and an angel of God appears with a sword before the donkey, and now it's apparent why the donkey has stopped, because he has been confronted by this angel with the sword. The angel then confronts Bilaam by asking him, "Why did you beat the donkey 3 times? Don't you realize that he is doing God's work and that what you're about to do is wrong?" Through a course of several lines of dialogue that then happen, Bilaam realizes that he has been wrong and then utters the most fantastic words of praise that have been enshrined in the Siddur, in the prayer book that I think every Jew now knows. Ma tovu o alecha Yaakov, how goodly are your tents, Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. And with those words, instead of cursing the Jewish people, he blesses them. And he finishes with the words, "Those who curse Israel shall be cursed, those who bless Israel shall be blessed." And fascinating it is that these are basically the same words that God tells to Abraham hundreds of years before. "Those who curse you shall be cursed, those who bless you shall be blessed." This turn of events, this realization by Bilaam of his wrongness and his blessing to the Jewish people is startling. What is perhaps just as startling is that he then returns back to Balak, the king, who was furious with Bilaam for doing exactly the opposite of what he wanted him to do. And then at the conclusion of their conversation, Bilaam says, "Oh, if only I would die the death of the righteous." The Chavetz Chaim, who was a commentator that lived a bit more than 100 years ago, observed that he said, "If only I would die the death of the righteous," but he never said, "Oh, if I would only live the life of the righteous." He could have done so, and he had many more years yet in him to live. Why didn't he say that? And this is the part, perhaps, where we, the reader, become a little bit perplexed and begin to wonder who's the real ass in the story. And despite the humor that kind of undergirds this narrative, there's a very serious question about the way we live our lives today. Are we living a life that takes advantage of life itself? Or do we only realize what we should have been when we're in the hospital or in the throes of death, when we're terrified, when we're in the pit, as it were. Every day is supposed to be an opportunity to be reborn, to start over again. Every day is a renewal of life, and God gives us yet another chance. So I think the story of Bilaam is a powerful one, and although it's told with humor, it's a very serious tone, is asking us to consider, are we paying attention to what goes on inside of ourselves? Are we answering those people who accuse us of wrongdoing with, instead of defensiveness, maybe I did do wrong? Are we talking to God during the course of the day and then leaving space in our life for the answer to return back to us? Are we using our moments of life as an opportunity to do more of what is authentically Jewish? Or are we simply following a path that we've always done before that people tell us is the way of life? Powerful questions are being asked by this Torah portion, and I hope we can devote some psychic energy this week as we approach this parsha to answering them.